Dyer's book, The Power of Intention.
When you think of the idea of unity, and get this, at any moment of time, all spirit is concentrated at the point where you focus your attention. Therefore, you can consolidate all creative energy at a given moment in time. This is your free will at work. Your mind and your thoughts are also thoughts of the divine mind. Universal spirit is in your thoughts and in your free will. When you shift your thoughts from spirit to ego, you seem to
Hold it right there. When I shift, I'm in Sunday morning service, I'm feeling good. I shifted from the morning crud in my mind to possibility and probability and prosperity. Then I leave morning service and I get in my car and I go to my favorite restaurant and I get treated like a outsider by the waitress and my attitude starts to change. Are you with me so far? Yeah. Then, or my team isn't winning. Oh, touch something there. Come on.
When you shift your thoughts from spirit to ego, you seem to lose contact with the power of intention.
When I shift from spirit to ego, I lose the power of my intention. I asked you this morning to set an intention to let go of that difficulty, the energy of it, yes? Yes. And you can do it. And you're doing it right now. You're feeling better. I can see the spirit lifting up in here. But it's an ongoing process, baby. And so when you leave here, you've got to do the work to keep it up. Let me hear you say, I am a thought manager.
A thought manager.
Your free will can either move with universal spirit and its unfolding, or away from it toward ego dominance. As it moves away from spirit, life appears to be a struggle. Slower energies flow through you, and you may feel hopeless, helpless, and lost.
Hold it. Slower energies flow through you.
Yes.
If you're going through something right now that's ego-based, it's slower energy. It's not your energy. You allowed it to come in. Now it's got its big old muddy feet on your coffee table. Come on. And you're allowing him. Can I bust it out for you? Isn't that ridiculous? No. It's time to get Donald Trump on it. Do it with me. Come on. You're fired.
You can use your free will to rejoin higher, faster energies. The truth is that we do not create anything alone. We're all creatures of God. Our free will combines and redistributes what's already created. You choose. Free will means that you have the choice to connect to spirit or not.
Thank you, John. Stay there. You might as well. I think you're next. All right, let me see. Yes. How freeing... How freeing is it to finally realize, and to paraphrase Dr. Holmes, there's a power for good in the universe that loves me, and I can use this power to transform my life. How freeing is that? If you're going through difficulty this morning, to know that you already have solution, you just had to wake up to it. Are you with me so far? Yes. When you look at the beauty of nature, when you witness an extreme act of kindness between people, or when you experience a life-changing positive result of some inner work that you have done, there is a heightened awareness of the connection to God and that unification. Are you with me? Excuse me. What I'm basically saying here is, when everything's rainbows and skittles, it's easy to see God. Yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on to that. The rubber hits the road, however, when things are funky, fearful, and fragmented. In other words, when all HE double hockey sticks are breaking loose, when the spit has hit the fan, and the bottom has fallen all the way out, what do you do then? Who do you call upon? How do you find relief? I'll tell you. You begin by using your imagination. Say, my imagination.
My imagination.
The power of imaging your result that you want. Because you set it up. I'm encouraging you to have a vision for your life. I don't care what you're doing. My people without a will perish. I'm talking about you and me. Not only do you have to have a vision for the country, a vision for your church, but a vision for where you're sitting. You've got to have that personal vision. And you call upon that vision in times when the seas get rough. That becomes your little, what's that thing?
Lifeboat?
Life
preserver?
Yeah, the lifesaver. Not the one you eat, though, but the one you get in and save yourself. Are you with me? Go ahead. Dapper John.
It is a it is a good practice to fast, so far as the negative is concerned, and feast on affirmations only. Why not fast from the idea of lack?
Time out. Wrong book.
Oh.
Have a seat, John. Donald Curtis. Who's reading Donald Curtis? Now, y'all remember, this ain't no excuse. I got like a half-hour sleep last night.
Oh, Reverend David,
So, you know,
you're the best.
I'm just manning up or whatever I'm doing. Best that I can. Let's hear it for the beautiful Trish.
Yay, Chris.
Thank you, John, for your flexibility.
The imagination works both ways, as a receiver and means of gestation, as a channel and conductor for emancipation from the infinite mind.
So, what that's saying is, that place within you and I is the place where we receive guidance, we receive ideas. It's also the same place where those ideas are birthed into action. Do you see that? That's what's so beautiful. That's what's so powerful. And that's how powerful we are. Good.
In both instances, the individual conscious mind is involved, but in the first instance, it activates the imagination. In the second process, the imagination activates and stimulates the conscious mind, assisting it to rise above itself. In the first process, you are using your own mind and imagination to help you accept a desired good. In the second, higher process, you are letting imagination itself, an aspect of the one mind, use your individual intelligence and imagination for purposes of spiritual unfoldment and expansion. Imagination is not detachment from reality, it is reality itself. True imagination is not fantasizing or making things up. It is the medium through which you can accept the reality of infinite being and identify yourself with it. Nothing is too wonderful to happen. Nothing is too good to be true.
Wow, let's hear it for Trish.
Nice job.
So let's think about this idea of imagination, because unless you think that it's something mamby-pamby, you know, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was little, they said, well, quit using your imagination. You're just imagining that. Then I realized that the power of the imagination through Einstein and everybody else, and the car that you drove in here today and the clothes that you're wearing, at one time was an image in someone's mind because they imaged it. They used their imagination to create it. It must begin within before it become informed without. And so everything that you're going through right now, you created it. I'll let it sit there for a moment. But the good news is, you can recreate it. Are you with me? You can create it any way you want to. I was watching a program where these folks had a little baby daughter, beautiful baby daughter, and you might not want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And the baby daughter just started having seizures, and she was a twin, an identical twin, but the one just started having seizures, like 70 a day, and 100 a day. And the parent and the father was overseas in Iraq, Iran, and he would watch on the video because he wanted to stay as close as he could. Can you imagine the heartbreak? Can you imagine when the doctors told him there's nothing that they could do? They didn't know what it was. Listen to me very carefully before you judge what I'm going to say. They walked through millions of dollars of testing. Got to the point, now this was on CNN or Fox, one of those, I'm just saying. They found out about medical marijuana. Now, I'm not advocating anything. I'm just telling you a story. Good girl, you got yourself, yeah. Imagine their dilemma between wanting this girl to be healthy, not knowing if what they were reading was true, and the perception of everybody else about marijuana. Some of you are going through the same thing, not about drugs, but you're caught up, say caught up, in a confusing situation between your ego, worried about what everybody else is thinking, what Spirit is asking you to do, and there seems to be confusion going on. What you're being called for today is stand up, spirit up, and walk through it with a sense of knowing that the solution is right within you already. Take that next step, baby, whatever it is. Guide yourself through that, yeah? And yeah, you know the end of the story. They did it anyway. But they had to find a certain strain. THC, I guess, is the really one that everybody likes to get high with. But there's another part of marijuana called ABS or CBT. Yeah, whatever it is. But it's the medicinal part. That guess what? Was around back in the 20s. That's what they sold as medicine. So watch this. They found a strain in Colorado. And they started giving it to the little girl. Within the first day, only 7 seizures. Second day, 2. Third day, none.
Wow.
Every once in a while, she would have them after that. They went back and saw her 3 months later, a year later. Excuse me. She's just smiling. She wasn't talking at first. Now she's smiling and talking. And it's just like brings tears. It's like, wow. But I'm telling you this story for a reason. Never let your ego tell you there is no solution. And your ego loves to draw other people to you that'll align with that negativity. Oh, honey, you know what Dr. Drew said on TV. Or Dr. Ed or whoever they are. Are you with me? You got to learn how to take time with yourself and go into that Christ nature, to go into meditation and hear what's coming through you. Remember, imagination is two-folded. You've got to let it come in, then you create it and direct it where you want it to go. Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Repeat after me. If it's to be,
If it's to be,
baby, it's up to me.
it's up to me.
The answer is in the question. The first thing Abraham Hicks says to do when misery and when you're in difficulty is to seek relief. Say it.
Seek relief.
Yes, begin by claiming the opposite and grabbing onto that idea as if your life depended upon it. And it might be as simple as fasting. Now come on, fasting. Fasting of a different kind. See that segue? Yeah.